Love, one of the most profound emotions we experience, can either liberate us or entangle us in suffering. Across cultures and generations, people have struggled with the question, how can I love someone without becoming attached? Many who seek love unknowingly fall into the trap of attachment, believing that their happiness is entirely dependent on the presence of another person. This attachment often leads to fear, possessiveness, and suffering when change inevitably occurs. Buddhism offers a unique perspective on love and attachment, distinguishing between the two in ways that provide a path to true emotional freedom. By understanding the nature of attachment and practicing mindful love, we can foster relationships that are both fulfilling and free from suffering. In this extensive exploration, we will delve deep into the Buddhist understanding of love and attachment. Real-life examples, historical perspectives, and profound spiritual insights. We will analyze the Buddhist teachings on impermanence, suffering, and selflessness, and learn how these principles can transform our relationships. One of the most common misconceptions is that love and attachment are synonymous, but they are fundamentally different. Attachment, a self-centered desire. Attachment in relationships manifests as a need to possess, control, or depend on another person for happiness. It often stems from insecurity, fear of loss, or an illusion of permanence. It says, "You must be with me for me to be happy." This mindset is inherently self-focused, relying on the external world to fulfill internal needs. Consider the following signs of attachment: feeling incomplete without a person, becoming anxious or jealous when they are not around, trying to control their actions or limit their interactions with others, feeling devastated at the thought of losing them, as if life has no meaning without them. Love, a selfless offering. True love, as described in Buddhist teachings, is selfless and unconditional. It is not about holding on to someone for personal satisfaction, but rather about wishing for their happiness, whether or not they remain in your life. Love says, "I wish for your happiness, even if it does not include me." This love is liberating rather than suffocating. It comes with an understanding that all beings are on their own journey, and that happiness does not come from clinging, but from appreciating and supporting. In Buddhism, metta, loving kindness, is considered the highest form of love. This form of love is unconditional. It does not expect anything in return. Boundless. It extends to all beings, not just to those who fulfill our personal needs. Liberating. It allows both individuals to grow without constraints. A simple test: love versus attachment. Ask yourself, do I want this person to be happy even if it means they are not with me? Am I afraid of losing this person because of how it will affect my happiness? Do I accept this person as they are, or do I try to change them for my own comfort? The answers to these questions reveal whether your emotions stem from love or attachment. How attachment forms. The illusion of permanence. Attachment arises from a fundamental misunderstanding of reality. Human nature leads us to believe that we can own, control, or permanently keep people and things in our lives. But Buddhism teaches that impermanence, anicca, is an undeniable truth of existence. The illusion of forever. When we fall in love, we tend to think, this person is perfect for me. I want them by my side forever. We begin to attach our happiness, sense of identity, and emotional stability to this person. As time passes, any sign of change, whether in their feelings, actions, or circumstances, creates fear and resistance. This leads to overprotection, setting rules and restrictions to keep them close. Control, trying to dictate their choices, friendships, or actions. Fear of loss, constant worry about losing them. Emotional dependence, feeling incomplete without them. Paradoxically, the more we cling, the more we push them away. No one enjoys feeling trapped. Just as a bird struggles in a cage, people long for freedom when they feel controlled. Impermanence, the key to loving without fear. Buddhism teaches that everything is subject to change. The person you love today will not be the same in 5, 10, or 20 years. Neither will you. Realizing impermanence allows us to love fully in the present moment without unrealistic expectations. Appreciate every shared moment without taking it for granted. Release the fear of loss by understanding that everything, including relationships, follows the natural cycle of change. As the Buddha said, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. How to love without attachment. A Buddhist approach. Loving without attachment does not mean avoiding relationships. Instead, it means engaging with love in a way that is mindful, selfless, and rooted in wisdom. Embrace mindful love. Mindfulness, sati, allows us to experience love without the illusions of permanence or control. It means being fully present in relationships without clinging to an imagined future or fearing an inevitable change. Try this. When with a loved one, truly be present. Appreciate them as they are at this moment. Do not dwell on past memories or future fears. Just experience the now. See them as an individual on their own path, not as someone you own. Practice loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana, helps cultivate pure, selfless love. It involves wishing happiness and peace for yourself, your loved ones, and even strangers. A simple metta meditation. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. Repeat silently. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. Extend this wish to others. May person's name be happy. May they be peaceful. May they be free from suffering. Expand this wish to all beings. Regular practice will reduce attachment-driven anxieties and increase compassionate love. Let go of possessiveness. Possession is an illusion. You do not own anyone, nor does anyone own you. Every individual has their own journey. Do not try to control their actions or limit their freedom. Accept that they will have experiences outside of you. Celebrate their growth, even when it leads them in a different direction. See love as a gift, not a trade. Love is not an exchange. It should not be, I love you, so you must love me back. Instead, it should be, I love you, and I wish you happiness, regardless of what happens. When love is freely given, it remains beautiful no matter the outcome. Reflect on the nature of suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering, dukkha, arises from clinging and craving. By recognizing this, we can let go of unrealistic expectations and embrace a love that is compassionate, free, and joyful. True love is a state of freedom, compassion, and understanding. By embracing impermanence, mindfulness, and selflessness, we can experience love in its purest form, one that nurtures rather than restricts, uplifts rather than possesses. Love does not mean owning someone. It means celebrating their existence, being grateful for the moments shared, and wishing them happiness, whether or not they remain by our side. This is the path to loving without attachment. This is the way to love in alignment with wisdom.